Hey guys! Welcome to Series World. Today I'm going to explain a psychological thriller series called You from 2018. Turn on subtitles and spoilers ahead. The 6th episode opens with Joe going to Beck's place with a black eye to see Peach. She has gotten out of the hospital and is now staying with Beck. Joe goes to visit them with a balloon. Right after he enters the house, Peach tells him that she's on to him. Joe gets scared, but Peach plays it cool and says what she meant is that she got attacked by a stalker, just like Joe told her. She adds that sometimes these stalkers are people who are really close to you. Peach tells Beck to make some tea for her, and Joe goes to the kitchen with Beck. Joe asks Beck how long Peach is going to stay with her. Beck tells her indefinitely, and that she can't do anything about it. Beck then hugs him and tells him that after everything ends, they'll go on a vacation. While they're in the middle of it, Peach barges in and tells Beck to ask Joe to leave, as it's hampering her healing process. Beck gets a bit upset, but she can't do anything. So Joe leaves with his balloon. But before leaving, he sees that Peach has 2 tickets to Paris for her and Beck. They're officially in a war to get Beck for themselves. Paco is waiting for him outside the building. He hugs Joe as soon as he comes out. He tells him he's sorry. Joe assures him that they're good and it's not his fault. Claudia comes out and gives him a pack of brownies as a thank you gift. She requests him not to press charges as Ron has promised that he will change. Joe tells her that people don't change, but also assures her that he won't press charges. Joe goes to the bookstore, and Beck has come to visit him for a brief moment. She informs him that she'll leave for Greenwich with Peach for a few days. Joe is not happy to hear this, and he tells her that she shouldn't risk her future for Peach. Peach is trying to manipulate her and sabotage her career so that she can have her all to herself. Beck is confused about why Peach would do that. Joe frankly tells her that it's because Peach has feelings for her. Hearing this, Beck leaves. Joe goes to the basement and searches for Peach's estate in Greenwich. He gets the address and gets ready to leave for Greenwich. He takes Benji's expensive watch with him too. At night, while driving, a deer jumps in front of Joe's car and he loses control. He wakes up in the morning with a gaping wound on his forehead and his car in the bushes. He turns around and sees that a police car is following him. Joe stops the car, and the officer comes up to him to check what happened. He asks for the car's documents, and Joe tells him that he was robbed. He was supposed to meet his wife, but he got beaten up by a bunch of robbers. They took his money and documents, but surprisingly, they left the fancy watch he was wearing. Joe explains that it's because they don't know the watch's worth. It doesn't require brains to be a criminal. The officer thinks that Joe is a big shot and rich, so he lets him go. Joe arrives at the estate and sneaks inside. Beck and Peach are not in the house, so he takes a little tour. He goes to the bathroom and opens the cabinet. He takes some meds for his wound and grabs the sewing kit to stitch it up. He puts the needle inside the wound and sees Candace lying on the bed in the next room. She tells him to enjoy the time. Joe starts going down on her. Joe regains consciousness, and we see that it was all a dream. The needle is still stuck inside his wound. Meanwhile, Beck and Peach have come back from shopping. Beck goes to take a shower, and Peach makes drinks for them to enjoy. Peach tells her that she has a surprise for her afterward. Meanwhile, Joe is watching Beck change her dress and get ready for the shower. Peach comes back with Beck's drink and leaves. But she doesn't actually leave. Instead, she starts peeking while Beck is showering. Joe sees her doing this and feels enraged. He feels the urge to pee, so he takes a glass jar and pees in it. He then starts going downstairs and closes the door. Peach hears the noise and comes downstairs. She takes out the gun from her purse, and Joe gets more worried about Beck seeing this. Beck comes down wearing the new dress Peach bought for her. Peach takes Beck to her surprise, and it's a man named Raj. Raj starts flirting with Peach right away. Joe gets furious seeing this but just watches them silently. He starts dozing off and sees Candace sitting on the bathroom counter. She's playing the ukulele. Joe gets back to reality and starts following the trio. Beck pulls Peach away and asks why Raj is there. Peach explains that she just wanted Beck to relax and take a break. She also tells Beck she's sorry for belittling her writing. She actually thinks Beck is really talented, but she wants Beck to lead a more interesting life and then write about it. So Peach shows Beck the 2 Paris tickets and asks Beck to come with her. They can start fresh there. Beck is confused, but Peach requests her to at least think about it. Beck says okay, and they go back to Raj. Raj gives them 2 pills, and they take them with some alcohol. Meanwhile, Joe has gone upstairs to find the gun. It's not in Peach's bag. He wonders whether Peach knows he's here and has set him up. Back downstairs, Beck is getting hazy from the drug. Peach starts massaging her shoulders and playing with her hair. She invites Raj to play with Beck's hair too. Meanwhile, Joe finally finds the gun in one of the drawers. Peach, Beck, and Raj come upstairs, so Joe hides under the bed. The trio gets on the bed, and Peach starts massaging Beck and slowly begins to remove her dress. Beck is enjoying the massage, but she pulls away when Peach starts kissing her. Beck tells her that she would like to keep things platonic. Plus, she reminds Peach that she has a boyfriend. Beck leaves the room, and Peach and Raj start making out. Joe is listening to all of this happening. Beck messages Joe and tells him that she is not going to Paris. She also adds that she misses Joe. Joe gets giddy seeing this. Morning comes, and Joe hasn't slept for a moment. Peach and Raj's noise kept him up all night. Peach goes downstairs and finds Beck sipping tea. Beck has already packed her bag. Peach is confused because they are supposed to leave after 2 days. But Beck tells her that she has some work to do. Peach thinks that Beck is leaving to get ready for Paris. About that, Beck tells Peach that she is not going. She wants to be in New York. She can't leave her family, friends, and her relationship to go to Paris. More importantly, she can't leave her MFA program. Peach gets angry hearing about Joe. She tells Beck that Joe is trash and that nobody but Peach would die for her. Beck then asks her what last night was about and why Peach kissed her. Peach tries to blame it on Beck, saying she was the one who initiated. Beck gets upset and leaves as her Uber has arrived to pick her up. Meanwhile, Joe is getting dizzier and hallucinating. He sees Candace again, and Candace is telling him that she didn't cheat on him. It was just business. Joe doesn't believe her, and he even has her phone. He pulls away Candace's phone, but it's actually Peach's gun. Peach is behind Joe, and she hits him on the head, causing him to lose consciousness. After he regains consciousness, Peach asks him why he was there. Joe tells her that he was there to pick Beck up. Peach knows he's lying. She starts accusing him of being obsessed with her. Joe tells her that if he were obsessed with her, he wouldn't have attacked her. Peach realizes that he did all of this to have Beck all to himself. Peach then notices Benji's watch on Joe's wrist and asks him about it. Joe admits that he stole it, and he also stole her laptop. He knows that she has a file dedicated to Beck's steamy pictures. He tells her that if she lets him go, he will not post this file online and possibly inform her family about it. Peach is shocked, to say the least. Joe then goes on to say that Beck will never love her the way she wants her to. But they can surely leave this behind, and Peach can go to Paris and find a new French girl. Peach gets furious hearing this, but before she can do anything, Joe starts running. Peach follows him and shoots him in the leg. He pretends that he passed out and Peach goes to check on him. Joe grabs one of her legs and pulls her down. We then hear the sound of a gunshot. The scene cuts to Peach's body being taken away by the police. A suicide note is typed on her laptop. In it, Peach wrote about how she struggled with her identity and her family. And finally, when she found love, she couldn't have it. Life gave her a second chance after the attack in the park, but she has decided not to take it. Meanwhile, the officer who stopped Joe's car earlier has run his car's license plate and found that the car belonged to someone named Mr. Mooney, but no case was filed about it being stolen. Plus, Joe's piss-filled jar is also left in the house, waiting to be noticed by the forensic team. Meanwhile, Joe is driving back home, and we know he was the one who wrote the suicide note. He goes to Claudia's place, as she's a nurse. She treats the wound on his leg. Claudia also tells him that she has kicked out Ron. Ron will never change, plus she didn't like how he was treating Paco. Joe is happy to hear that. He then gets a text from Beck telling him that Peach is dead. 1 week later, Beck and Joe are seen coming back from Peach's funeral. Joe is a bit unhappy that Beck is not giving him attention, but he understands she's going through a lot right now. He then starts to leave and tells her to text him if she needs anything. Beck tells him to stay, and Joe obliges. They get on the couch and Joe comforts Beck. That's how today's episode ends. To watch more explanations of these kinds of series, click on the videos on your screen, and don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. And at last, thanks for watching.